Hey, I'm Will with Touratech USA, and we're out here testing suspension between my personal 1200 and our shop 1250. I'm very familiar with my 1200. It's got about 26,000 miles on the odometer now. 14,000 of those miles was done last summer on about a 3-month road trip to get out to Seattle. So very familiar with the bike. The suspension on it has been okay. I've been sort of happy with it, but there are a few things about it that I don't like. The front is pretty stiff, and the rear is a little too squishy, even in kind of full dynamic pro mode. So I was really surprised when I hopped on this 1250 here and compared it to our new EVO suspension. Immediately the front end stiffness was gone. I'm able to fully adjust the front and the rear clickers. So I'm able to firm up the rear and soften up the front a little bit. When I switched over, we kind of did some sections of road that really have some big potholes and some big bumps. And I was really able to make the front end totally compliant. All of that front end chatter that I got when I was going over potholes or maybe some rough road was all completely gone. I've really dialed in the clickers at this point. I think I'm at about an 8 on the rear and a 5 or a 6 on the front, and it's perfect for me. I like a pretty firm ride on the road. I really like to lean into those corners, so I'm really excited to see what this suspension could do off-road. One thing I was noticing on this broken tarmac road, the one with all the potholes and the gravel, is that when I was on my bike with the stock suspension, I got a lot of intervention with the traction control. I would see that indicator popping up all the time, cutting power from the bike whenever I would go over bumps or hit gravel or when I was particularly hard in a corner, and that definitely made me slow down quite a bit. I did not get that on the EVO bike. I was really impressed. When I was in corners, I would hit the same exact bumps. We rode this more than a few times. I would not get any traction control intervention on the EVO bike, where I was getting a lot of it on my bike. So it really goes to show just how much the EVO suspension keeps those wheels in perfect contact with the ground. We've been riding all morning on some nice mountain roads, twisty asphalt, broken asphalt, maybe a little bit of gravel, but now we're going to go see how the EVO suspension does on some real dirt terrain. We just finished up a full day of riding around Mount Rainier National Park, comparing my stock suspension on my 1200GS versus the EVO suspension on our 1250 shop bike. I was really amazed by the difference, not only in just the ride, but also my confidence level and my fatigue level. My confidence was way higher and my fatigue was way lower on the shop bike. It's not really something that I was expecting. This was enhanced when I started messing with the front and the rear clickers for the compression damping. On the stock BMW suspension, the computer controls everything, which is fine and easy, but what you get is what you get. If you're an Enduro, Dynamic Pro, that's it. There's no adjustability. Where the EVO suspension has 15 clicks of compression damping adjustment, both front and the rear, that you can tune based upon your riding preferences, your terrain, your road conditions, and so on. I really love the EVO suspension. I definitely think I'm going to be picking up a set soon.